Hello, hello, and welcome to this week's episode. If you're like me, I am living in a place that is hot right now. So with that summer heat, I like to stay indoors and work on my editing. So during this week's video, I'm just going to walk you through a few quick steps to quickly edit a series of photos so that you can get your editing um, out of the way and back out in the field for more fun photo adventures. Stay tuned for this episode. Hi, welcome back. So for this week's episode, we're going to be talking about editing. So I just got back from 5 weeks in Grand Teton National Park and Yellowstone National Park, leading towards for Wildside Nature Tours. I did a total of 24 days in the field, and I have yet to edit those photos. So I'm leaving for the Galapagos here in 2 weeks. So I want to try to get all of those photos edited before I leave for my next trip. That way I can get trip reports out and I don't get too backlogged on my photos. So it's about 100 degrees right now where I live. I'm here in San Antonio, Texas. So this is the perfect time to be sitting at the computer and editing photos. So 24 days worth of editing it's a lot of photos to go through. So I want to give you a few quick tips on how I quickly go through my photos in order to not be so overwhelmed and backlogged. All right, so here is a few of the things that I do in order to not be overwhelmed when I am trying to edit so many photos. First, organization is everything. So after I get home, I download all of my photos. I'll make sure that everything gets downloaded, and then I sort them into each day that I photographed. That way I can remember, I might have seen that wolf on that day, or, oh, that was the day I saw the grizzly bear with the 3 cubs. So if I can sort them per day, it makes it a little easier for me to be able to remember what it is I'm looking for. So I edit my photos in Lightroom. So uploading my catalogs into Lightroom is what I do. And as you can see here, I've got all of these photos. This is just one day worth of photographing. So the easiest way I find is to start by rating them. That way I go through all of my photos. I go into the develop mode in Lightroom and I start by rating them. And I give any image that I want to edit a 2 rating. So regardless of whether it's really good, or really bad, or what, it's either a 0 or a 2. So I just kind of go through these images. As you can see here, I was just looking for a rainbow that is not appearing on the screen. Oh, you can see a little bit here. So I'm just going to quickly start rating these. You can see this one was a little blurry. That one was a little better. So giving them a 2 rating if I want to go back and look at them. I've got some behind the scenes photos here too of the clients. We've got pictures of the flowers and the mountains. These might not be spectacular photos, and that's okay. I just want to go and rate which ones I want to go back and take a look at. So I am looking at a moose here. These, again, are not spectacular photos. Oh, I can see the moose's head a little bit. So just going through and giving a star rating to anything that I want to revisit. I kind of like the framing on that one. And actually, I like the framing on that one too. Added that one as well. And I'm not being really picky here on what ones I'm giving ratings to. I'm being very generous just so that I can quickly say, I want to go back and look at any image that I may or may not want to edit here in the future. All right, so now that I have successfully rated all of the images that I want to edit, this has narrowed down my selection by so much. I've gone from 990 photos in this one folder down to 81. Now, I'm not going to edit all 81 of them, but it will give me a lot better idea of which images I do want to edit and helps reduce just how many images that I'm really looking at. So we were knowing that we wanted to look at the one with the rainbow. This one has the sidewalk in it. This one doesn't, but it's a little bit more grainy. So I've now narrowed down just 2 images on which to edit. Same thing with that morning sunrise here, looking at the mountains. Do I want to have a little bit of framing? Do I want to have no framing? And this allows me to just decide between maybe 2 or 3 images to edit. And maybe I want to edit all 3. Maybe I don't want to edit any of them, but at least it helps me narrow down which images I want to edit. Okay, so now that we know which images we're going to edit, we're going to do a couple of very quick things to edit efficiently and quickly so that I am not sitting at this computer for the next 3 weeks trying to edit all these photos. So the first thing I'm looking at is the color profile. So with the Z9, I don't always use the one that uploads in because that is the Adobe version, not what the Nikon was showing me at the time. So I actually want to select something that's camera matching. And because this is a landscape, I like to choose landscape. There's other ones, neutral, flat, portrait, but for landscapes is usually the correct option. Sometimes I adjust the color temperature just a little, but I really liked that one that they selected. And it looks like it's level. Sometimes I check and make sure I've got just a level image. Might just quickly just make sure that I was level at the time I took that picture. I might adjust a little bit of contrast, tone down some highlights, increase a few shadows. I really liked the framing on that, so I don't want to do too much. So I'm just adjusting a few of these dials here. Oops. And I am looking at just a few little highlights, a little bit of light. I'm not changing too much, right? I want to try to get in camera as much as possible, try to get it as correct as I can. I usually dehaze or not dehaze, but just denoise just a little bit. Then I might just do a little bit of a selection. I might just take a little brush and sharpen that mountain just ever so slightly. There we go. And that's it. That's all I'm doing. Checking for dust. And those are just a few quick edits to make this image pop just a little bit more. Okay, so after I have made those quick edits, I'm going to flag the image that I edited so that I knew which ones I did. And then I'm going to do the same thing for all of the pictures that are in the selects that I had rated. So just going to go through and I'm going to edit just the best of. I'm going to do the same thing for each of these images. I'm going to just go ahead and do those same quick edits. And once I have edited all of the pictures, I'm just going to flag each of the pictures that have been edited. So now that I have all of the images that I want to edit, they're all flagged. I'm just going to export onto my computer and I will be good to go to make some trip reports and share some of these images on social media. I hope that these tips have helped you find an easy and fast way of sorting your images to be able to edit quickly and show the best of for your photos. All right, well, we will catch you next week. Don't forget to subscribe and ring the little bell so that you get notifications when these videos come out. All right, we'll see you next week.